Today I'm going to make a corner cabinet out of scrap woods, and I know the boundary that I need to stay within, so I'm going to draw that first. R for rectangle on the red-green plane, and I'm going to change that to 18, 18, enter. P4 push-pull, and my total height needs to be 36 inches, enter. Now I can spacebar, click, and delete all of the faces that I made, leaving only the wireframe that's left. Let's triple-click, G for component, enter. And now we have the wireframe in a component, that way I can't accidentally modify it. To make things a little bit less confusing with all these extra lines, I'm going to turn the axis off. Now this vertical line in the back represents the corner, and this line here represents the left wall, and of course the right wall over here. This is the maximum size that I can go with this project, so let's just maximize it as best we can. L4 line, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line across the corner to corner here to start using the T for tape measure tool to make some reference lines. I'm going to draw a parallel line that is 0.75 inches, enter with the tape measure tool, and this gives me the thickness of my face frame as well as the starting point for the shelf. I can't bring the shelf all the way to this back edge because I want to have a plywood back, so I'm going to put another line that is 0.375 away from that, which is the thickness of 3/4 inch plywood, and of course one on this side as well, 0.375, enter. Now I can kind of connect the dots just a little bit. L4 line, and I'm going to draw this back panel. It goes like so, and all the way up here. The front face is going to be mitered right there, so I couldn't just use the rectangle tool. P4 push pull, and let's pull this up 36 inches, enter, spacebar, triple click, G for component, enter. Let's drop some color on there for just to distinguish different parts. L4 line, and let's draw the other one real quick. This panel is the same shape, just slightly shorter in length, and the height is going to be 36 inches, enter. Spacebar, triple click, G for component, enter. That gives me the back pieces. Now I can draw the actual shelf itself. L4 line, and it's just a matter of connecting the dots because I made reference lines all over the place before. P4 push pull. Let's pull this up 0.75 inches, enter. I'm using 3/4 inch plywood. Spacebar, triple click, G4 component, enter. Now I need to drop color on here for distinguishing parts, and I forgot to get that second one, so that'll work right there. Now the face frame. The face frame itself, there's different ways you could do this. You could continue the face frame all the way to the wall, so the mitered edge is actually on the back side, or you can make an opposing miter to make it look a little bit more rounded over in the front, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw this first with the maximum width, which is typically what I use is 2.5 inches wide. So L4 line from right here, and I'm going to draw the style that comes out this direction, 2.5, enter, and perpendicular to that line on this edge, let's go this way. Actually, let me back up. L4 line from this corner, and I'm going to do a 45-degree cut into the part, and I hope that wasn't too confusing. So this is going to have a 45-degree cut that goes into the wall. I do have some extra lines right here that I really don't need anymore, and I don't want them to be part of this, so let's go ahead and delete that, P4 push pull, and let's pull this style up 36 inches, enter. Spacebar, triple click, G for component, enter. Now let's drop a separate color on it. Now I'm going to have an identical style on the other side, so I can actually move this one, copy it over to here. Actually, let's do this. Q for rotate. Control brings up copy while we're rotating, and we're just going to rotate another piece like so. We need to get the miter in the appropriate orientation, and I'm honestly not sure which direction we need to rotate this or flip it, so let's flip it along. Let's just try different ones. Let's flip it along the green. Actually, that'll work. I just need to rotate it once more, 90 degrees like so. So now I have it in the appropriate orientation, and for move from this bottom corner to that bottom corner over there. So that's pretty much the cabinet size that we're going to go with. I'm going to delete all of these guidelines because I no longer need them. And I'm also going to delete this wireframe. So let's draw the horizontal pieces that we actually need in the rail and style system. L for line, because this is on a diagonal and not oriented towards any of the original axis. I can't really use the rectangle tool, but let's go down 2.5 from this side, enter, and let's go all the way over to here and then back up. So that is the rail. P for push pull. Let's push this in 0.75 inches, enter, spacebar, triple click, G for component, enter, and let's pick another color. Alright, we need 3 of these. M for move, control brings up copy, and we're going to hold shift to constrain to the blue axis and drag it in right there. I want one perfectly centered, so I can just press divide 2, enter. Now all my spacing is perfectly centered. Let's grab this, M for move, and we're actually going to move it up along the blue axis, and I pressed up on the keyboard to constrain to the blue axis. And now I will drop it off right there so that the bottom shelf is actually in line with the top of this lower style, and you can see it's not on the bottom of the actual model itself. I want 3 shelves though, so let's grab this, M for move, control brings up copy, and pressing up on the keyboard again to constrain to the blue axis, I'll drop another one off right there. Let's get a different view here from the bottom, and it's pretty much the same thing. M for move, control brings up copy, grabbing the bottom this time, holding up to constrain to the blue axis, and I'll drop it off right there. So that is pretty much the corner cabinet. To add a little bit of joinery to it, I'm going to use pocket holes to construct this entire thing. And instead of disassembling the model to add references to pocket holes, I'm actually just going to grab one of these, M for move, control brings up copy, copy one off to the side. What you do to one copy will update on every one of the other copies. So let's go to the back side of this, and let's draw some reference lines to indicate pocket hole screws. Let me zoom in, L for line, and I'm going to draw a 2.5 inch line, enter, L for line again, and we're going to draw just a regular arrow. Use a window to only select that arrow, G for component, enter. Now I have a component in a component, but I need to M for move, control brings up copy, copy another one down, grab both of these, and Q for rotate. Let's rotate a copy around by pressing control, M for move, and now I'm going to move the copies over to there. So now I've modified all of the parts without dissecting the model, and you can see the copies have updated over here. That's how these are going to be held in place. Let's go ahead and delete that. Now same thing with the shelves. I want the shelves to be pocket hole screwed into the face frame. So the top one, I want the pocket holes on top. So that's a good place to start with. Let's just edit this, double click to edit the part, L for line, and let's draw a line that is 2.5 inches, enter, L for line again, and let's just draw the top of the arrow. Use a window to select only the arrow, G for component, enter, M for move, control brings up copy, and I'm actually going to copy one right there. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry if that confused you. Let me just start here. M for move, control brings up copy, set one over to the side, and then just say divide 3, enter. There we go. Click to get out of the part, and now my pocket holes are on the top. I don't want them on the top on both of these. So let's click this, hold shift to select both of these shelves, right click and say flip along the blue direction. And that flipped them basically upside down in the same orientation, so the pocket hole screws are now on the bottom. And that's it. Pretty much a very easy to make scrap wood corner cabinet.